I decided to run 10k every day for a week straight and then on the last day attempt to break 40 minutes in a race. But let's do a little physics check first. Now I've been on a 2000 calorie deficit for a good 3 months now, and during this challenge I'm gonna ramp it up all the way to 2500 calories, but I still feel like I'm gonna lose some weight. I do not know how to pose. Alright, day one. I mean, it's just like a regular 10k run today, nothing too out of the ordinary, except for the fact that I'm running with a full-on camera setup, tripod and all. Maybe that's a little different. So plan for today is pretty simple. I am gonna run some laps around this forest. I've chosen this forest today also based on the fact that it's pretty warm outside, so I do want to try to conceal myself from the sun as much as possible. Took over an hour and 12 minutes to be exact, which is slow. It's very slow, but that's okay, because that's what I'm actually aiming for. I'm trying to learn to run slow in training to be able to run faster in a race, because usually I'm not that great about it, to be honest. Usually when I go out running, I almost always end up running in my threshold. So the idea is to run up and down this hill as many times as necessary to clock in 10k. Should be fun. I went a little over 10k today just because I wanted to climb the hill 15 times instead of 14, because let's face it, 15 looks better. And one thing that I'm really happy about is the fact that I managed to keep my heart rate at bay. When you look at the charts, you can see that it was spiking at times when I was climbing the hill, but still I was trying hard to pace myself and not to let it go over 160 beats per minute. So a little change of scenery today. I feel like I wanna do each run in this challenge in a different place. Look at that. But anyways, plan for today, we're running hills out in the open, as you can see. And what's more, we're running on trail today, not concrete. I do not feel any pain whatsoever from the past 2 days of running, and that's probably mostly because I'm taking these runs slow, which allows my body to recover more easily. So what I'm hoping for this week is to get all the way up to 70k of mileage, but staying within my deficit of 2500 calories. And based on how the past 3 days looked like, I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. But then again, I've been wrong before, believe it or not. After 3 days of running, I must say that I felt pretty good. My body could easily recover from these slower types of runs, and I didn't experience any pain at all. We are going to hit the track today, and I feel like I want to run this 10k a little faster, maybe somewhere around 50 minutes, but I think it's not necessarily going to be in zone 2 today, let's face it. Today's weather is also going to make that difficult, as currently it is 32 degrees Celsius. I'm gonna insert somewhere on the screen however many that is in Fahrenheit, because I just don't know off the top of my head. Just another opportunity for some heat acclimatization. Day 4 done. Not a bad workout overall. I managed to finish in a little over 48 minutes, and my average heart rate ended up being almost 170 beats per minute, which is a lot, but considering the fact that I was running in such heat, I don't think that's too bad. And I'm fairly certain that after today I am gonna feel a little bit of tightness in my calves or quads or both, but it's actually perfect because tomorrow I am donating blood, which means that tomorrow's session is gonna have to be a little easier on my body. Now the problem with this challenge was that I wouldn't be able to taper before the race at all, but my hope was to get so used to running this distance, to running 10k every day, so that maybe, just maybe, I could afford to push it a little on the last day. I was donating blood today, which in my case means that I am pretty tired for the rest of the day. And so in terms of today's workout, today's 10k, I'm just gonna drive down to the gym, jump on a treadmill, and I'm gonna try to take it slow and complete this workout as safely as possible. But I'm only doing that because of this challenge. If I wasn't doing this challenge, then I would probably just take a day off today. So please don't be me, don't do what I do. For now, I'm just gonna carb up a little more, rest up a bit, then hit the gym, hit the treadmill, complete my 10k workout for today, and that's it. See you tomorrow. And just like that, we are on day 6. I did my 10k in the morning and I did it fasted. And then later I drove down to the gym for my upper body workout. I didn't want to skip it. I was skipping my lower body workouts this week because I wanted to keep my legs fresh for the sake of the challenge, but I didn't want to skip my upper body, so I did that anyways today. And now there's not that much left for me to do. I just need to recover. I need to eat a lot of carbs, carb up. So I'm probably gonna up my calorie intake to 3000 for today and maybe for tomorrow. I just wanna have a little bit more carbs floating around in my system when I arrive at the start line of the race tomorrow. But I do not know how these past 6 days are gonna affect my performance for tomorrow, because ideally you should taper before the race, and this is the first time that I didn't really taper. I actually kept the same volume of training throughout the whole week, but I think there is one benefit to that. I think my heart rate tomorrow is gonna be pretty low at a faster pace, or at least that's what I'm hoping for. So for the next 30 hours, I ate plenty of carbs, drank plenty of electrolytes and water, stretched a few times, but mostly I just tried not to move that much so that my legs, my nervous system and my whole body in general could sort of unwind a bit and recover as much as possible. So in a way I did a speed run of the taper. And just like that we arrive on the last day of the challenge, the race day. I arrived at the location of the race, ate more food, got into my gear. Now running 10 kilometers under 40 minutes meant that I would have to keep my pace at around 3 minutes and 55 seconds per kilometer or 6 minutes and 19 seconds per mile for the entirety of the race. Right before the race, even though I felt well rested, I did feel a little bit of tightness in my muscles after the whole week of running. So that made me kind of uneasy. So anyways, the race started and I honestly do not remember much from the first 2k because of all the adrenaline. I remember that I definitely started out way too fast, and I remember that there were far too many hills than I expected. At the 4th kilometer I took off my shirt because I got too hot and I was frankly already pretty tired, which made me even more anxious. But a good thing was that I was pretty much still on track with my pace, with with around 3 minutes and 55 seconds per kilometer. And when I finished 5K in just under 20 minutes, I'm talking like 15 seconds to spare, I regained some hope, and that hope carried me through the next kilometer. Now, kilometers 6 to 9 were absolutely horrible. My whole body was on fire. I was making these weird hissing noises, which I've never experienced that before. My heart rate was spiking, and at times it was close to 190 beats per minute, which was further fueling that sort of anxiousness and mental struggle. It was horrendous, and I think my time at the 9th kilometer was around 4 minutes and 20 seconds, which was way off, and so I knew I had to push it really hard for that last kilometer. Thankfully, I had some seconds to spare, and when I just pushed for home with maximum effort on that last K, it was enough to break 40 minutes. I honestly had nothing more to give. I mean, look at this photo. I gave it my absolute best, risked it all, and while I was apparently ready to break 40 minutes in 10K, I was definitely not ready to break it and feel strong at the end. Overall, it was a nice little challenge. I did lose a good amount of weight, and my physique did slightly improve, and I'm very happy I managed to run sub 40 10K. Maybe soon I might think of running 20K a day for a week. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see that happen. And lastly, if you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe.